Hey people, it is Monday, January the 27th. The time is 7:47 in the evening, and it is around 0 degrees Celsius. Feeling a bit colder with the wind chill, and it is extremely windy today. I should mention there's actual wind advisories and wind warnings throughout the city and the Greater Toronto area today. But the sound you're hearing now is not the wind, it's a train passing over this railway bridge I just walked under. This is the CP rail corridor. Can't really see the train though. I'm on Yonge Street. There it is. Sort of make out the top of the train. I'm on Yonge Street in Midtown, right beside the former North Toronto train station, which you see right here, which is now a big LCBO store. I'm going to make my way from here into downtown Toronto, heading south down Yonge Street. And you can see the wind is just gusting something crazy right now on all those tarps over there. It's a new construction site, or a new building, I should say. See if we can get a better look at that train. There it is. That's just a freight corridor. At one time it did have passenger rail service though. It would be nice if that returned and this became a train station again. But that's probably a pipe dream. Just getting blown all over the place. And I can feel some tiny little snowflakes coming down. Right, the wind has let up a little bit. There's an awesome view of the Bloor Yorkville skyline at the north end of downtown. So I think I'll take us down to Bloor Street and then head east. So if you continue north, you'll eventually come upon St. Clair Avenue. Just to give you an idea of where we are. think the winds are gusting at up to 80 kilometers an hour in the city and even higher in the surrounding areas. There's just an advisory in the city, but in the surrounding areas outside of the city, it's a wind warning. In any case, it kind of sucks either way, I would say. These tiny little snowflakes are just solid enough to hit my eyeballs. It actually stings a little bit. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know how much of the wind sound is being picked up by my mic. It does have a wind muff on it. My external DJI mic 2. But it can only do so much. This is one of those days where you just see debris blowing along the streets and sidewalks. There's Rosedale subway station. I could say the Rosedale area claims this part of Yonge Street. I know some of the outlying areas also have snow in the forecast and some heavy snow in some areas. I haven't heard about anything like that forecast for the city though. Christian Science reading room. Definitely a good night to be home. Just staying in out of the elements. But yet here I am, out here recording a walk, of course. I'm always curious about this every time I walk past Nightwood Theatre. Tapestry Opera. Oh, it's like this building. It has a redevelopment notice posted on the window there. But I think the plan is to build a tower, but retain that old building. There's the Canadian Tire for the north end of downtown, or the south end of Midtown, whatever way you want to label it. There are also plans to redevelop that site with residential towers. I think the plan is the Canadian Tire will relocate to the same location after construction is done. I'm not sure if it'll temporarily move somewhere else during construction, though. We're seeing a bit more life the closer we get to Bloor Street. Entering the Bloor Yorkville area. I think this is all salt you see here. This is not snow, that is salt. Most of the snow has melted except for some frozen solid icy remnants like you see here. That's like solid ice now. Wind kicking up again. All kinds of stuff blowing around on the street. It's like a little wind tornado over there. Or I guess garbage tornado, trash tornado, whatever you want to call it. Geez, it's actually whipping the stuff well up over the street, like quite high. I'm not a fan of wind at any time of year, really, whether it's summer or winter. It just seems to ruin what would otherwise be a pretty good day. A light breeze, sure. That's always nice, especially in the summer. But I could do without gusty winds. There's the Cumberland Terrace. It's a dead mall. I did a recent video walking through there. It might not be there for much longer. At Yonge and Bloor. I'm surprised it's not windier here. There are tall buildings on all four corners of this intersection. Seems like a prime candidate for some sort of a wind tunnel effect. But let's start heading east now on Bloor Street. I heard that something might be coming to this location, and that the previous plan to redevelop this as a mid-rise office complex is no longer the case, and perhaps a new retail business will be moving into the empty old Hudson's Bay Company store here, although it's still sort of hush-hush as to what that new retailer might be. Seems to be mostly just the word of someone with some inside knowledge. I think that would be awesome to have a new retailer fill up part of that space, if not all of it. I doubt it would be the entire space. It's like an enormous department store location here, when it was a Bay store. And maybe they could do something about this awful bunker-like facade also. I was never really a big fan of the office proposal that was supposed to replace this. It seemed a bit underwhelming. of the W Hotel. It's a random Cybertruck. I've always liked this eastern end of Bloor Street. Even if there's not a whole lot in the way of retail and restaurants compared to, say, west of Yonge Street to the Mink Mile. It does have a major grocery store though. And there are some restaurants. Definitely lacking in regular street fronting retail though. And they sell burritos here at Mad Radish. And I think this parking lot is prime for redevelopment, although I'm pretty sure Grace Health Center over there probably will prevent that from happening. Yeah, that would be a game changer to have some major development filling up that parking lot, maybe with some good retail on the ground floor. Gets much more residential the further east you go from this point. We do have the awesome old Manulife headquarters though. See, they cover up their awesome lawn with a big tarp during the winter. This is like probably the nicest lawn of any building in downtown Toronto. It's less windy walking east than it was walking south. What is this place? Brightlands. Or Brightling, okay. Brightling. See the new Canopy Hotel. Doesn't occupy the entire building, it's condominiums, but the Canopy Hotel does have its section of that building. Mount Pleasant Road. Of course, this person had to go as soon as I was about to cross. Tell some people aren't really looking out for people at all because they're so focused on oncoming cars and whatnot. The presence of people is just like an afterthought, if it's even any sort of thought. The people who live in this building have a nice selection of food places. Just head downstairs and burritos just awaiting and pizza. And a Subway as well. That's a Subway sandwiches, but there is an actual Subway station just right over here at Sherbourne. That is Sherbourne Station. Sherbourne Street. And from here, Bloor Street becomes a lot more dull. It just basically makes its way towards the Prince Edward Viaduct or the Bloor Viaduct, which will take you over the Don Valley, Don River, over into the East End, where Danforth Avenue will begin. But I'm going to start to wrap up this walk here at Bloor and Sherbourne. I hope you enjoyed. It was a windy walk for the most part, especially that first leg down Yonge Street, starting up at the former North Toronto rail station, which is now a big LCBO store. Made our way south down to Bloor and then east along Bloor. Here to Bloor and Sherbourne, right outside Sherbourne subway station. Some very tiny snowflakes coming down. So leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and whether you enjoyed this walk or not. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal or via my merch store. And you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue to have my hat cover my eyes.